Hi, I'm Sakala Pachu Debras, and welcome to another edition of. Hi, I'm Sakala Pachu Debras, and welcome to another edition. Hi, Bijay, how are you?
Hello, my dear. I'm
I
well, thank
cannot see
you.
you. This is fantastic. Hi, how are you? So
Very.
Bijay, I'm gonna ask you specifically. Today we're going to be talking about one thing and one thing alone, which is one tiny topic for about 20 minutes. And the reason I am going to go through this particular topic is because I got a lot of people who gave me feedback about, oh, we need to know a little more about this. In your opinion, I want you to give me a list of the top 10 modern masters of India. I know it's
Now,
difficult.
no, it's not difficult. It's actually very easy. The only problem is
Hmm.
when you ask me top 10, there are different top 10s. You see, the thing is, if you one top 10 are the top most expensive ones. So let's say you start with Amrita Shergill, then Guy Tonde. That's another top 10. That's one
Hmm.
top 10.
Hmm.
That's a price top 10. Then there is a top 10 about who is the maximum in demand right now.
Correct.
Then there is one top 10, which is actually forget who's in the most demand. Who's genuinely the top 10? Who's genuinely forget about price, forget about who's in demand, who's genuinely the top 10? And finally, there's a fourth list also, which is my list, which is the top 10 investable artists. Like today, if you are an investment seeker, okay,
Hmm.
what would be your top 10 as an investment and why? So, like, why should I invest in these top 10 and in the hierarchy given?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's not an easy answer from that perspective. I know the answer to all four.
So you said one of them was the most expensive. Then one
Yeah.
was them
One
genuinely
is
what
the
are the
most in
top.
demand, the
Yeah,
one which is
most.
the maximum in demand. Like if I get on an average, I get about 10 calls a day between my collectors, my dealers, and auction houses.
Hmm.
Every day I get now out of 10 calls, if I take an average of who's the one artist who's the maximum,
Yeah.
second who's the second highest. So like then that's the second list.
Yeah.
So top 10, who's the top 10 in demand right now?
Okay. So let's start
That's
with.
not necessarily the top 10 investment because that
Okay.
in
So
terms of
let's
investment.
let's talk. Let's talk. Okay. So let's talk about the top 10 in investment. Maybe the next topic will be the let's talk about the top 10 in investments.
So when I rate, when I give a perspective and my point of view, because
Hmm.
everybody's point of view is definitely different, I say investment from a point of view purely from multiples. So as an investment, maybe you might say Raza is a great investment, but
Hmm.
today a Raza which I have sold for 20 lakhs a year ago is
Hmm.
selling for 1 crore. Now somebody can say, oh, Raza is a great investment. Of course, he's a great investment. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But is that going to become 10x? No. Is such a small painting going to sell for 10 crores? Obviously not.
Yeah.
So for me, nowhere in the picture, is nowhere in the list.
Yeah.
Arpa is nowhere in the list of my top 10. My top 10 is purely and very purely from the focus and the point of view of in multiples, which artists are going to multiply the maximum from the smallest value to the highest value. Like this is my investment perspective.
Okay.
If you're going to put in this much and you're going to grow this much,
Yeah.
okay, you made an investment, you made more than a bank would have given you. That's a big deal. You
Okay.
know, it doesn't
So
impress me. It doesn't
so
whet my
so
appetite.
so give me your top 10. 10.
So for me, in terms of multiples, today, if you were able to get your hands on, let's say, now all these, what I'm telling you, you have to see it from a short term, medium term to long term perspective, depending on how lucky you are.
Correct.
Because they're not on the radar of
Hmm.
every buyer, that's what makes them so exciting because intrinsically they're all good.
Correct.
Intrinsically, and I'll give you the logic also for all of them. So
Yeah.
let's say if my number one is Himmat Shah, for example.
Hmm.
Today, you can get a 48-inch, 4 feet high head
Hmm.
of Himmat Shah for you know how much? 55 lakhs or 60 lakhs. Okay?
Okay.
For example,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
I'm down near them. In 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007,
Yeah.
every art dealer in India used to sell a 22-inch head for 36 to 40 lakhs.
Good.
Now, what do you think has happened? Do you think Himacha has gone down as an artist? No. It's just because he's mismanaged his career. There's too much liquidity. There's too much supply right now,
Ah,
which
okay.
is give them a good ideal thing because first of all, A, you'll get one. Now, if you say I want to buy a Shakti, it's a great investment,
Hmm.
but you're not going to get one. Try finding a Shakti for me.
Correct.
So Himmat Shah, you will find one,
Hmm.
and you will find them at a price which is bizarre in my view.
Hmm.
It is absolutely insane that a Nalini Mukherjee of this size is 3 crore,
Hmm.
and a Himmat Shah, that of size of like a 4 feet work,
Hmm.
is selling for 55 or 60 lakhs. It's stupidity, it's insanity.
Wow.
And he's a legend. He's been awarded one of the highest awards given to any artist in Pan Asia, not Pan India.
Yeah.
Listen, now you look at Kiranadar Museum, KNMA, they bought a chunk of his work. Every top, collector has his works, and he remains, and nobody can take away the mantle of him being one of the greatest sculptors we have in India.
Correct.
Now, one of the greatest sculptors to get an edition of 6, that too, not to an edition of 9, 10, or 11.
Hmm.
55, 60 lakhs, in my view, makes him the top number one investment.
Okay.
Because that 40 lakhs or 50 lakhs or 60 lakhs that you put in whatever you're buying
Hmm.
can easily become 10x
Hmm. Okay.
over the next 5, 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's 10. What else is going to give you 10x?
So there's one is Himmat Shah.
Yeah, I would put him right on top. Then second, I would put is but
Jyoti Bhatt. Okay. Yeah.
I am crazy about his work. Like I just saw a new work of his on a photograph. Not my work. I can't buy it. I don't own it. It's not mine. I saw a picture of it. I called my daughter. She came running. She went mad.
Huh.
He's a legend. He's a god.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
To say, but okay, he does some canvases which you will never get. I've been looking for 4 years. I got 2 canvases that I know everybody. There is no auction house, dealer, collector, connoisseur who I don't know, and I could manage to get only 2.
Hmm.
Imagine what happens when one auction throws up one work of his,
Correct.
and like hyenas and wolves, we all pounce on that work. What price is going to go for?
Correct.
Which is why my investment number 2.
Yes.
When you could have bought a Zarina Hashmi print, an edition of 25, 30, about 12 years ago for 60,000 rupees.
Hmm.
Today, 22 lakhs. So
Wow.
you are getting the same way a Jyoti Bhatt print for 1 lakh and 2 lakh.
Hmm.
There is no limit to how high it can go because he's a legend, he's a god.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Okay.
so fun is
Moving on to 3.
yeah.
Number 3 in the list is Prabhakar Kolte.
Okay.
I mean, a Prabhakar Kolte canvas today, if you're getting at 1 lakh a square foot, let's say 4 feet, 6 feet,
Okay.
4 lakhs.
Hmm.
That painting hanging behind you, 8 inches by 8 inches, is about 30, 40 lakhs.
Correct.
Okay.
Hmm.
Prabhakar Kolte is a god, he's a legend, he's a career artist. He was not an engineer who was also painting on the side.
No.
And when nobody was buying his abstracts, he didn't start making figurative. He could make figurative.
Yeah.
He made a portrait of my wife, of Sonali. Then you have to see it to believe it. He's very good in figurative. He said, no, I don't want to compromise. A non-compromising artist with high integrity, with skill, with commitment, been painting for the last 50 years. You're paying 24 lakhs for a 6 feet by 4 feet? Is it a joke? I've
Okay.
just bought 5 of canvases. 5. 8 feet by 3 feet, 4 feet by 6 feet, 5 feet by 4 feet. And I'm buying 10 more. I don't care how many ever I get. Please come. He's under the radar.
Okay. So that's 3. Then the 4th?
4th is not a very popular name with connoisseurs because they consider it decorative. But then the same connoisseurs considered Sabawala decorative, Manjeet Baba decorative, and Shakti Burman decorative. And look where all these. I mean, the Sabawala, the Shakti, the Manjeet I've recently sold for 14 crores. 3 months ago is already has an offer of 20 crores.
Oof. Okay.
So he's very decorative. He's very decorative. So like connoisseurs will scoff initially, but I'm saying today I know the intrinsic demand of a Vaikuntham canvas. It comes in 30 seconds, it gets sold.
Correct.
Very decorative, very pretty, very looking nice on your side. Those two.
Yeah.
But I know that I just bought a Ganesha. I overpaid for it because it's impossible to get a Ganesha.
Yeah, you showed it to me. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's a very stunning.
I had to have it.
Yeah.
I'm not a billionaire. Okay, I'm not in the category of an Adani or an Ambani or a Hinduja. But today, if I can be so crazy to pay the stupid bizarre price for a rare work of Vaikuntham, because that gets spectacular, you saw it. Now, tomorrow, after 2 years or 3 years, what do you think people are going to like not want to pay for it? There's no limit,
Correct.
you know.
Oh, okay, so that's the fifth. That's the fifth then.
So I'm currently focusing on these, and then there is, of course, I would put now in the rest of the categories, not rating them in the order.
Hmm.
There's definitely KG Subramaniam.
Okay, I love his work. My God. Okay, wish list.
He had a reverse acrylic work today of KG at 30 lakhs is a joke. It actually highlights how much of an opportunity the art market is.
Correct, correct. Yeah,
What are you thinking? Like when you're not buying it at 30, what is
yeah.
going on in your mind? Who do you think KG Subramaniam is? Tell. You understand?
I know,
Like
I know,
KG,
I know, I know he's got a huge following among a lot of uh old buyers from Delhi and Bombay and
some of his works. See, you have to understand one thing. Even a Picasso made the Guernica once.
correct.
Okay. Munch made the Scream once. That is a known painting. Okay.
Okay.
So the thing is that for an artist to make those seminal works
Hmm.
once a year, once in 3 years, but something which like I have a Colte,
Hmm.
who has seen that Colte?
Hmm.
Has fought with me. They said, how can you not sell it? You name your bloody price. Who do you think you are? You're an art dealer. I'm giving you whatever you want. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That when you have a work made by an artist, so Colte can make those works, KG can make those kind of work. The one which I have of KG is stupendous. It's insane. Okay.
Is it for sale?
So, huh?
Is it for sale?
Unfortunately, or rather fortunately for me, actually, what was fortunate was I always had a dilemma where, because I started off as a collector
Yeah.
and collected. And then one day, my collection, there are no walls to hang paintings.
Hmm.
And then I needed to buy a new apartment. So I decided to sell a few. And that's when I realized how good my choices were. That's when I became an art dealer. But I was very close to Hussain Sam.
Hmm.
And I had long chats with him, about various topics, various things. And he always used to see the pain I used to go through when I sold a rare work.
Hmm.
If I because let's say if I have to buy this new Sousa head,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
it used to be 60 lakhs. Today it's 8 crores. So
Oof.
60, 70 lakhs if I have to pay, I'm not a bank.
Hmm.
If I don't sell something, I can't buy that. And if I have to sell
Hmm.
a rare Manjeet Baba or a rare Sabawala,
Hmm.
I was in physical pain. Like I used to, like literally used to see me and say, what happened today? I have to sell my Sabawala to buy this amazing. He said very simple one-liner to me, which stuck in my head
Hmm.
and was written across my soul. He said, या तो dealer बनो या collector बनो, दोनों नहीं होएगा.
Oh,
You
okay.
cannot do both. He said, it's impossible. Don't even try it. But look at it. Think about it. So I had a painting by Krishna Khanna.
Hmm.
It is a heart attack painting. Like there are prints made out of it. In
Hmm.
fact, one of my best friends who's got an apartment which is worth 300 crores, believe it or not, the most
Hmm.
expensive apartment in India. He has a print of that painting outside his house. It's such a beautiful painting.
Hmm.
But recently,
Hmm.
that happened. I had to make this payment. I had to buy that. I had to buy this masterpiece, that masterpiece.
Hmm.
I sold it. I sell it. But now I'm doing it because of Hussain Saab's advice. I'm doing it more dispassionately. I
Hmm.
mean, it hurts, but I don't crack. I don't cry. You know what I mean? I know I have to do it.
Correct.
So now, if you come back, circling back to your question, is it for sale? Yeah, I mean, everything is for sale. What do I do?
Okay, so now you done KG Subramaniam. Now you've still got 3 more left. No, 4 more left.
Ram Kumar among the masters is very underpriced.
Yes, I
He's
agree.
still scaled the peak of what he used to be before 2008.
Hmm.
Imagine.
Correct.
So many artists have crossed that peak.
Correct.
So many artists have gone much beyond, five
Yes,
times more, 10 times, 20 times more. Ram Kumar is still much lower than that peak, which
correct.
means, see, when you say Indian art, you say the legends of Indian art. You're going to say
Correct.
Hussain Tayyibat, the guy today, Ram Kumar. His name is in the top 5.
Correct.
So for somebody who's building a collection,
Correct.
somebody who's building a museum, somebody who's
Yep.
building, making a legacy for his grandchildren,
Correct.
Ram Kumar is a part of it. It's not optional.
Okay.
And you're getting a 3 feet by 2 feet canvas for 75 lakhs when a Hussain of that same quality, like important work of Ram Kumar,
Hmm.
important work of
Correct.
Ram Kumar, 75 lakhs, 90 lakhs, 80 lakhs, whatever.
Hmm.
Hussain 2 crore. What the hell is going on?
Correct. Okay. So then
So,
there's Ram Kumar.
canvas of Ram Kumar, 2 crore. It's a joke.
Okay. So now, so there's Ram Kumar. Now 3 more left.
Christian Khanna,
Okay.
especially the Bandwala.
The
Bandwala,
Bandwala series.
the series where there are priests, those flowing robes, those white, oh my God,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
works just, you just go inside your soul. I mean, this is insane how beautiful those works are.
Yeah.
The other artists who can still be bought selectively, if you're getting a great quality work, is definitely Shakti Burman.
Okay.
He would be definitely in the top 10 at this rate, at right now.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about Shakti after 1 year, because I'm telling you now, a year later, 6 months from now, it's going to become so expensive
Yeah.
that it'll be out of the list.
So recently, I think in the Pandol sale, there was a 2020, because I believe he was in India during COVID and he painted a series of watercolors. There was a 2020 painting of his that went on the latest, I think, Pandol art, this thing. Which is a very
One thing that
beautiful.
is definitely cheap of Shakti is his watercolors.
Okay.
5 lakhs for a Shakti Burman watercolor is a joke. It's like what are you thinking? Like when you're not buying that. And just okay. The one thing whoever's watching this, I want them to understand.
Or
Never
her.
go by the price of what you buy. Go by the quality.
Okay.
By the quality. Now put it in perspective for you to
Hmm.
make you understand clearly what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
A vehicle which should be worth 30 lakhs. I
Yeah.
think there's a dealer for 28 at least.
Hmm.
I just paid 45 lakhs for it. Am I stupid?
Because the
No.
quality was so good.
Yes. Because I'm the same guy.
Huh.
When I paid 12 lakhs for a 4 feet by 3 feet Manjeet Bawa,
Hmm.
the market price was 8 lakhs. It was 8 lakhs.
Oof.
And everybody called me. Dinesh Vadirani called me, Rohit Gandhi, so many dealers called me. Said, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you gone out of your mind? Why would you pay 4 lakhs? Because in those days, a lot of money you could buy a Hussain canvas for 3 lakhs. 2 feet by. So those days I paid 12 lakhs for a Manjeet. And people went nuts. They said, what is wrong with you? Are you a madman? And today that work is worth 15 crores. Do you understand? What I'm saying is that as a collector, forget about my top 10. Forget about everything that I've just said. Whatever you want. Let's say, I don't care if you say you like a Bendre, you like whatever you want. You take your pick. Go buy mine. You say, no, I don't like any of these artists personally. Fine, no problem. Whatever you buy, you will never go wrong when you buy the top quality work of that artist. And don't go by, oh, but Pandor had it in this auction, that means it must be good. No, that doesn't mean it's good. Any work which comes in an auction is not necessarily good. You can find crap. I just saw one of my clients. She called me up. She's very proud. She said, I bought this big Hussain for 1.5 crores. I said, please don't tell me you bought lot number 74. She said, yeah. I said, just to make sure I checked it. I said, it's crap. I said, you paid 1.5 crores. You can't even sell it for 50 right now if you try to sell it after 5 minutes.
Wow.
So don't make the mistake of going by size, going by the fact that it appeared in some auction. Don't go by any of that. So number one point, focus on the quality. Number two, focus on provenance.
On the
Provenance.
Yeah.
Provenance.
I say that to everybody who comes and
I say this, that just because, now this is really important. Just because you're getting a Hussain or a Manjeet Ba or a Raza or a Prabha with a certificate of one letter, where a signature of Raza is there. I mean, what are you thinking? Somebody made a whole 5 feet by 5 feet painting, signed Raza over there. He can't sign Raza on top of a letter. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's important.
But if you are confused, if it's not a published work, rather, let's put it that way. Because nobody would dare fake a published work. If it is not a published work, simple thing to do is call up Saffron Art, call up Pandol, call up Astaguru, call up Christie, call up Sotheby's, whoever you know, or even if you don't know them, they don't care. They want paintings, right? Send them the email. Say, I want to put it in your next auction. They will ask you, what is the provenance? Then you show them the letter. You show them whatever you're getting. I'm getting it from this dealer in India. I'm getting it from this dealer in New York. If they say, sorry, we're not interested, boss, nobody going
It's
to
a
say
red
not
flag.
interested to the work of Majid Baba.
It's
Nobody
a
going
red.
to say to the worst work of Hussain. They'll all say yes. If they're saying no, that means dal mein kala hai.
Okay.
काली काली है पूरी दाल काली हो गई.
Kali. Okay. So we have
So
black. So we have the
even
black
what you
dye.
have in your collection already, whatever you have in your collection already,
Yes.
make sure that you get them cleaned up because today you are alive. The
Yeah.
dealer who sold it to you is alive.
Yeah.
Let's say something happens to you tomorrow or something happened to the dealer who sold it to you tomorrow. The
Correct.
painting that he sold to you, which is not genuine, what are you going to do if you find out 10 years from now?
Correct. Yeah.
Clean your house.
Yeah.
Check, get every painting checked.
Okay. So now you've come up right up till the last two. So you said that we've come up, we have talked about Ram Kumar, we have talked about Krishan Khanna, and now who are the last two? Sakti
Hussain.
Bagmans. Huh?
Hussain.
Hussain.
Never go wrong with Hussain.
Isn't he rather overpriced? Just a question.
No, yeah. He's very underpriced.
He's very underpriced. Okay.
I'm saying it on record. It's going to be
Okay.
there, stuck to the page. I'm saying he's very underpriced. Who do
Okay.
you think was saying it? He's the Picasso of India, bro.
No,
He's like
I agree with
There's only one percent. There can never see. If you ask, let's say you take a collection of 10 collectors, 10 buyers.
Hmm.
Or let's say 100. Let's say for a good average.
Correct.
If you ask, you'll be surprised how many would have not ever heard of Gaitonde. Number one.
True.
Number two, how many of them would have heard of him, but would not, even if they can afford it. Let's assume all of these can afford Gaitonde.
Hmm.
How many of them surprised? How many of them don't want a Gaitonde? Everybody wants a Hussain.
Correct.
Everybody knows Hussain. Everybody's heard of Hussain. Even my palmana knows it. My driver knows it. My maid knows it. Everybody knows Hussain.
True. True.
He's a Shah Rukh Khan. You can't go wrong with a Hussain. Ever. It's what we call in the art business. We call it a cash check.
You call it a?
We call it a cash check.
Okay. Okay. Cash check. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Have a Hussain. You just stand up and say, I have a Hussain for sale. Prak, gone. Before you can blink, it's gone. So with that kind of a demand, let's say a new collector yesterday and day before, both the days, I got 2 new collectors calling me up. First thing they said, do you have any Hussain? I've just started buying. I want to start with a Hussain. I said, no, I don't have one. I don't have one. You know, the last masterpiece I have is sold. Saying that, what I'm saying is that the new collectors
what about Sousa's?
The collectors wanted, the older ones who were collecting, they wanted, the new ones wanted, the ones who just come into money in Chandigarh wanted, there's because Chandigarh people they suddenly realized that the land they own, some, kheti, pheti, whatever, now was 100 crores. Gone. It's 700 crores. And, they got all that money. They're making all these fancy cars. And after all that, they realized the banker who's coming in got a Ram Kumar in their house and they got some Lallu in their house.
Yes, correct.
So everyone
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of this new money that's been flushed into the market, and it irks a lot of people saying, "Oh, these guys don't
have money in the stock market."
Yeah.
But they want to diversify a bit. They want to take out all their eggs, some of their eggs from that basket.
Yeah.
They're putting it in, which is fine.
Perfect. Okay, so I get asked this question a lot. Of course, one of them is the top 10. Then we also talked about the top 10 in the valuation, as in like you talked about Amrita Shergill and things like that. Can you just talk about
that?
Those?
Is what I can Google it also. I mean, between you and me, we should have a more interesting, spicy conversation. You know what I mean? That you could Google top 10 most expensive, cut, all those lists will come. How does it matter? Not relevant, But yeah, I mean, I'm saying I would rather focus on talking to you about, again, to reiterate emphatically how careful the amount of fakes. Today morning, I just had a case that somebody landed up in Jogen Chaudhary's house, who was well known to him, who Jogen treated like a son, and because taking advantage of his illness right now and his old age, to make him sign 4 certificates, which were fake. Luckily, my friend who happened to be there, spotted it and called me up and said, look, what's going on. There are dealers who are so nefarious,
Wow.
like they sell fakes. So everybody knows in our network, we all know that they sell fakes.
Yes. Yeah.
They're notorious for that.
Yeah.
But they manage to find that crack in the wall, where they can seep through and then find that one collector who's not heard
Yeah.
about them.
I
And
got sent a brochure, and I'm not going to take names of one particular person who was very famous for doing a fund, right? Art fund years ago. We'll just not take names right now. And I sent this to about four people in the art world, four people, four different dealers. And all four of them came back and said, don't touch it. This is fake. This is fake. This is fake. This is fake. And I was like, how can you openly sell this? But then I realized that I was not the market. He was selling it, as you just now said. He was selling it. My friend whom he sent it to was sitting in Chandigarh. And now it kind of makes sense why he was sending it to her, because she probably had these soirees in her house and talked about art. And he probably thought he'll float it there. So there are going to be some gullible soul who's going to buy it, sitting there, not knowing anything at all and not having any information out there. So that's another thing that I wanted to know. A lot of people ask me why I do these podcasts or why have I started these art series. And would you not say that one of the, I mean, and I don't want to sound patronizing out here, but one of the things that I sit with you who knows 20,000 things more than me, and I'm learning from you every day. Isn't it that's more important as information for the newbies who are coming to look at this event, come and talk to us or learn something? Don't you think?
the good thing is, and there's no humble way of saying it. I'm sorry, but try to, and I'm very eloquent,
Yeah.
but there's no humble way. You inadvertently landed up with the best. The thing is, I'm not going to try to push my agenda. I'm not going to, the random artists in Bengal who have got 30 works of, and I'm going to use your show and say, oh, buy this, Pondal or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. So you land up with somebody who knows exactly what he's talking about, and secondly is honest. So just because I actually have one artist called Mrinal Day.
Yeah.
I have 70 of his works. I love it. But a lot of my clients love it. You'll be surprised
Yeah.
how many of my
Yeah.
clients have bought his work.
Yeah.
To each and every buyer, including here, I'm saying he's not a good investment. He's just a good artist.
Yes.
Maybe he'll go up. So I'm saying I will never use my respectability, my credibility, my trust that my clients repose in me to
Yeah.
mislead them and to further my agenda. I've never done that.
Correct.
When I had 400 Coltes, 400 at one time, the work of his, because that time Colte was, nobody had even heard of him. A work of his in an auction in Sotheby's. And it was a small work, it was a watercolor.
Correct.
It is 1 lakh. It went unsold. Oh my God, the kind of flack I got from my friends, my collectors, my dealers. What's wrong with you? You got 400. You should have jacked up the price. You should have to 20 lakhs. Your price of your phone. I said, no, I don't work like that. That's not me.
Yeah.
I am saying he's good.
Yeah.
He's intrinsic. There's no manipulation happening in my life for me to make a profit out of it and to make a monkey out of you.
Okay.
Because that's a Ponzi scheme. Because then it's about who's left holding the baby in the end, right?
Correct. Correct.
That's what it comes down to. Then I can't sleep at night.
So
So I think we are good with this podcast. We should plan the next one.
Yes. So the next
We are
one, just as an idea. So today we did according to you, was the top most collectible masters or artists of
and the
India.
collecting strategy also.
The
Like how you go
collecting
for the
strategy. So the next one, I want you to go in depth into provenance and price point. And
that's a good one. We can do that on the next one.
we'll do it on the next one.
Something to look forward to for the next one.
So now if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you? Just give us your details.
Well, the number's quite easy, 98205, and then 5 times 3. So 33333.
Okay. And yeah, so he's based in Bombay, and you can go across and look at his artwork, his thing, and he's also available on Instagram as Bijay Anand. And
no, my page on Instagram for art is a private page. It's we can take it from you, which Kyozan Arts, Kyozan Arts ARTS.prive, PRIVE.
yes.
If you subscribe, if you just request to join,
yes,
then you can see I would say
Absolutely.
90%.
And it's all very mouth-watering stuff, I must say. Bijay, thank you for doing this. We'll take it up again next week. I apologize for being such a pain about it, but we were supposed to do this last week when you were in Doha and we didn't do it. But
Yeah.
thank you again for your time and your patience.
My pleasure to be with you. Thank you very much. Satnam.
Thank you so much.